Hi, it's Simon Pink. We're on Poppyland Radio, and I'm joined by a very exciting guest called Alan Fish. Hello, Alan. Welcome to the
Oh,
studio.
hi, Simon. Good to meet you.
You're actually in the studio, but via Zoom, so it's great to speak to you online. So, look, for all the audience that don't know about you, and they damn well ought to, all the audience who don't know about you, in 1 minute, sort of sum up who you are and what your connection is briefly in music.
Well, I started playing in 1960 bass. I started off as a lead guitarist for about 10 years, and then I got asked to play in France, 1970 time, and as a bass player. So I went over to France with a local band and carried on all the way through from there, playing with lots of different bands, supporting and recording with quite a few named people. And we're still playing to this day now as Egypt with a three-piece band I've got together now.
Now, I've got to ask you about some of these bands that you've played with. I'm in the understanding that you played with a fantastic band, Tony McPhee and the Groundhogs, who were real groundbreaking blues music back then. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came about.
Well, what happened, I was in a band at the time in Norwich called Wedgwood, and we went to his studio down in Haverhill to record a couple of tracks, as demos. And while I was there, he asked me to come back and put some tracks down with him later on. And consequently, I did. And he said, "Well, I'm now getting the Groundhogs back together again." I mean, this was probably early to mid '70s, and I interested in coming along, so I did. So I joined up with him then, and they had Wilbur Campbell on the drums at the time, just a three-piece, and that's Rory Gallagher's drummer, and we carried on right through till the '90s with him on and off, in various shapes and forms. And initially, the Groundhogs had changed the name to Terraplane, and then Tony McPhee's Turbo, and then because everybody was still asking for Groundhogs tracks and things, he said, "Oh, we might go back to playing as the Groundhogs. That's what we're going to do." And recorded a couple of albums from then on. I think the two of the albums I did, one was Groundhog Night, it's a double album, and another one called No Surrender. And then we did a live one somewhere else, and one or two others. So carried on right through till the early '90s, I think it was. On and off.
Fantastic. And the Groundhogs happen to be one of my favourite bands. So we're going to just take a quick break. And guess what we're going to listen to, Alan? We're going to listen to the Groundhogs.
Oh, lovely.